In today's video tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to embroider on a bathrobe on the pocket. Embroidering on big, heavy items can be a little tricky in itself. And then on top of that, how exactly do you get to the pocket on a domestic home embroidery machine? Well, don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to show you all the tricks and tips and include all the materials in the link below so that you can see everything that you need to do to embroider on your very own pocket on a robe. So grab your machine and let's get stitching. All of your tools and materials that you're going to need are going to also be listed in the description below. The first thing you're going to do is go ahead and remove that pocket of the robe by using a seam ripper. Now I like this seam ripper because when I'm all finished, I can go back and use the cap of the seam ripper and it will help me remove all of the extra threads. This is a fantastic trick, especially with black on black. Now we're going to find the center of the embroidery area we want to stitch. Now I went just below that top stitch and right above where the bottom stitching is. I went ahead and used one of the placement stickers, but you can also use this perfect placement kit from Dime, and this is a really great trick. I have a video on how to use it. Next, we're going to go ahead and hoop a piece of that sticky stabilizer, and it's really thick paper, so just kind of run your fingers along the inside of the inside hoop. Loosen it and adjust it as needed. And once you get it all in, make sure it's nice and tight and tighten that screw. And I like to tighten the screw and then push the inside hoop toward the outside hoop just about 1/8 of an inch, and then I tighten it once more. Now take a straight pin and score that paper without scoring the sticky adhesive part and remove all those little pieces. Once you've removed all those pieces, go ahead and tear away a little of that bottom portion that we left. This is going to help hold that big heavy robe onto a little extra area for when you are embroidering it. Now it's time to find the center of that. You can use your grids or your templates, and machines are all different, but I just go really quickly and use a marking pen to find my center. And then now we're going to place the pocket only, right side facing up, centered within that marking. And then that little extra, no, not the little, all the rest of that robe can just push on top of that extra stabilizer. Make sure you cut a piece of the clear wash away. We're not going to put it on just yet. Thread your machine and insert the bobbin. And now it's time to get that robe into your embroidery machine. And just take your time and keep in mind that you can put all of it on your lap. So get it nice and comfortable and don't go anywhere. Now it's time to adjust the placement of the design, and I just used my editing tools that are built into the machine. Remove the sticker and place that clear wash away stabilizer over top of the pocket, and just make sure all the materials are laying nice and flat and nothing is going to go underneath the hoop. Now you could add a basting stitch if your machine allows it. That was just an extra step that I omitted because I knew I was going to be sitting right next to my machine anyways, and I would absolutely recommend that you babysit your machine while you're doing this stitching. Every once in a while, just kind of make sure your materials are all laying nice and flat. And when you're all finished stitching, remove the hoop from the machine. Now it's time to remove that clear wash away stabilizer, get all the little pieces out. Whatever you don't get out though, of course, will wash away in the first washing. Now it's time to remove that stabilizer from the back of the pocket, and it just perforates when you're stitching it and it'll just tear right away. And finally, it's time to sew that pocket back on. You're going to need to pin the pocket onto the robe, use a straight stitch and some thread, and voila. So was that easier or harder than you imagined? I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments below. And don't forget, in the description, you're going to be able to see all of the supplies and the materials that you need. In fact, I'm even going to include a link to the robe that I embroidered on today, just to let you know that this robe has been washed a couple times. It has been wonderful, and my boyfriend totally loves it. So definitely check it out if you are in the market for a new bathrobe.